Good morning. I'm here with week 3 of the Margarete Miller Challenge. And this one would be something you'd take on a picnic, an image from a magazine, text other than English or your native language, something torn, something you'd place on a bookshelf, and there's a bonus, something found in a school bag. So, I have something torn. That's the edge of my paper. Usually I would trim that off, but I'm not going to. And I have a whole bookcase. Instead of something that just would go on it, I've got lots of things. So I have already pre-cut my things. So I love doorways and archways and stuff, so I cut out the middle of that. And I found this humongous sandwich, and I thought, well, that would be something that you could take on a picnic. And that is going to go in there. It's pretty goofy, I know. This is not at all how I pictured it going. I was picturing a picnic tea, kind of. I love doing that kind of thing. And, you know, Jane Austen movies, and I think it's Emma, they have the servants bringing them, those poor servants have to carry all this china and silverware and all this kind of stuff, and they're in their beautiful dresses, and that was kind of what I was going for. But it just wasn't coming together. So this is very different from what I originally planned. So anyway, so I thought, I found this cute little kid in his cape, his little superhero cape. Reminded me of stories I hear of my husband when he was little. He had a superhero's cape and he would do all kinds of things, had a big imagination. So this page is kind of based on this little kid and his imagination. So his house is being transformed into the outdoors. And I grew up in the 60s and 70s, and they'd have, the horror movies were like The Blob and The Fly and all these kind of things, where these huge things would come in and attack cities and absorb people and kill people and all that kind of stuff. I couldn't watch them because I was freaked out by them, but it was on in the house, so I'd hear it. So I imagine this little kid here with his imagination, and his house is transforming into outside, and this big sandwich is coming, and he's saving the family. I don't know. It's kind of crazy. So then, okay, so I have the torn edge, something on a picnic, something on a bookshelf, image from a magazine. All these images came from a magazine except for the green grass that came from a book. So then the other thing is a language that you do not speak. So I found I got this history book at a garage sale. This was one of my fancy ladies that was going to go to her nice picnic. That didn't work out. So in this history book it had the development of writing. So it had all these hieroglyphics, is that what it's called? And so that's the fish. So anyway, so it was a form of, it was a language. So I am going to use some of these for my language different than what I speak. I don't know what kind of language they spoke, but this is at least their written language. So I will start gluing this together. Yeah, so far, you know, this is week 3, like I said, and none of my collages have turned out the way I pictured them, which is okay. Kind of goes more on what I find in the magazines and books that I have. I don't know if anyone else that's happened to them, because this is totally, totally different than what I had originally imagined. I don't think I want the trees in there. I want just grass. And it doesn't have to go all the way down at the bottom because my gigantic sandwich is going to fit in there. Oops, I better not glue that side down all the way because my sandwich has to go in there. I'm wondering if I need different glue. I'm not sure if that glue stick is going to hold on this shiny glue. It may, I don't know. But just to be safe, I will use this. I'm trying to stay in frame better. My last video, I noticed I was kind of down at the bottom a bit. Probably should have put the sandwich on there first before I put the green grass in, but oh well. Kind of goofy, but I may have to go back and re-glue that if it doesn't stay. Of course, I'll be gluing all this on the page, so that should work. Just so I don't glue it down right now because I'm not ready. Make sure that's the page I want. Yep. And I might as well glue this down right now because the rest of it will go on top of the items that are already on here. Yeah, like I said, I like to do teas and stuff, and we have 2 or 3 different seating areas out in our yard that you can sit out in and have tea or lunch or something. So sometimes we will picnic outside and sit at those. Like I said before, I'm 63 and I get stiff really easily, so if I sat on the ground for any long time, I'd probably have to do one of those commercials that say, "I've fallen and I can't get up because I'm so stiff." I don't like this white edge, but I didn't plan for anything to go around it, but oh well, it'll just have to be. Okay, so my little language thingies here. This is heaven. It's not how I would picture writing heaven, but okay, I thought this could go across the top of the page. Glue that one down. I was at a garage sale and got this big history book, so there's lots of pictures of people of different civilizations and different backgrounds, and so I got a lot of people pictures out of there. Don't know if I will use them or not, we'll see, but the book was like 1.5 inches thick, so I went through and harvested pictures out of there because I wasn't going to have that big book in my house taking up so much room. go, and then I need a couple more. Or at least one more. I guess one will do it. And I'll put my little boy on, and it'll be done. Now to decide where he should go. In the middle. I know usually you'd put something like this off to the side, maybe like that. So he's not like completely center. Okay. And he can look like he's standing on that part of the bun instead of floating in midair, which since he's a superhero, I suppose he could float in midair if he wanted to. There's my wacky picture. Definitely not a Jane Austen picnic. Okay, so make sure I have everything. So something you take on a picnic, an image from a magazine, several, text other than English or your native language, something torn, my edge, something you'd put on a bookshelf, lots of things. I didn't do the school bag. But any of those, books could probably go in a school bag. There's a little nest here. I could picture a little boy sticking a nest in his school bag to take to school. So I guess that could go with that too. So, all right. Thank you so much for watching, and hopefully you enjoyed my strange page. Have a great day. Bye.